game is about to kick off here. We're obviously curious to see what maps will be played. And well, I know Train was called by you, Mitch. We are going to be seeing Mirage as well, chosen by Lucid Dream, but Nuke as the decider. So quickly, while we have a few seconds here, Dinko, give me your prediction of this game.
I think D13 are going to take this 2-0. I think that's the prediction I'm going to go with. I think this team have a lot of skill, a lot of firepower, and I think they'll be taking it 2-0.
Okay, and Bled, real quick.
Yeah, I think it has to be D13. I'm not sure about the scoreline, but they are a very exciting team to watch. A lot of up-and-coming, very young players from Mongolia. So yeah, D13.
Okay, well, you know what, Mitch? I already heard your thoughts about Lucid Dream taking this one. I'm not going to say my thoughts because you know what? I'm the host here and I don't have to do it. We're going to be jumping straight into the game here for our first match. Our first map here. It's going to be Train. And I'm going to just pair with Dinko because he looks more handsome than you do today, Mitch. 2-0 for
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. That's a pretty solid guesstimation from you. It looks like we're already in there. Pistol round having gone
I vote with my heart.
over towards D13. They've picked it up, and now we're going on into the second round. I'm not surprised that Train came out. I think Vertigo Overpass had to be banned out to start us off. What I am a little bit shocked at is the nuke to finish it off. I thought we'd be looking at either a Dust 2 or an Inferno. But and I was actually quite excited for Inferno because it looks like a really nice mid-ground. Both teams had a very close game versus Invictus. But we're not getting that opportunity, unfortunately. And I don't really know what to expect when we come into Nuke. It's always nice, though, a little bit of a happy surprise. I think that changes my angle a little bit, though. I think because I was saying to you before we got into this that I thought D13 could win it 2-0 because Train would go their way more than likely. Mirage looks a little bit more like a doable ground for Lucid Dream. But so I was hoping that if Lucid Dream would win, it would be 2-1. Nuke doesn't look that good. I really think, although the level of the teams that D13 are playing is relatively low, I still think that they'll stand a little bit of a better chance, simply because they've been together longer, Jason. You know, when a team's together for, or only newly formed properly, even if you do have the core 3 there, it's going to be hard to approach maps like Train, like Nuke, from a fresh standpoint.
Yeah, I 100% agree, and I am definitely worried. I don't know who the name Rate is, because I don't see him actually within the roster unless I'm just completely blind. I'm wondering if that's going to be Leaf.
Okay. No, Rate is there.
Oh, never mind. Sorry.
Yeah,
oh my god.
D13.
I'm brain farting.
No, that's good. It happens.
Sorry.
Mixed up the lineup.
I brain farted. Yeah. My bad.
It's our first
but
time
anyways,
seeing them.
Let's move past that. Yeah, that is my first time seeing them. But for me, for Lucid Dream, I definitely do worry because obviously bringing in, you know, Leaf is kind of a stand-in on the 11th. And only 2 other players have been here since basically the beginning of June. But we're going to see Lucid Dream finally put up a good defense here. Annihilation be the last one remaining. It's early here for me. It's 2 p.m. I'm still usually not awake.
If you're going to say it's early, don't say it's 2 p.m. right after. Just leave it at
It's early for me. It's early for me.
I think.
But Annihilation left to himself, and in a 1-on-3 with the bomb currently down in the hands of Lucid Dream, it's going to be very tough to retake this.
I think the last time I saw D13 was in the Star Ladder Major East Asia close calls. It's a long time ago. So I won't project anything about them. I know Annihilation on the AWP, in my opinion, just from what I've seen of PTC and the little bit I was watching of Annihilation, I think he might be at a bit of a disadvantage when it comes to the opping duels. We'll see what he can do with the rifle, though, as he comes on in. A 1v3 already with the first kill. Pops around the corner, but there's 2 players lined up on him, and it's easily connected. Now, Leaf isn't a player you'd normally look to. He just found a 2K in that round, but he isn't the one that I would imagine will be doing the majority of the heavy lifting. We were talking a little bit about this in the pre-show, but if you're just joining us, PTC takes on the opping role, but Fox is the guy that I want to see with a rifle every single time. This guy is an animal. Himself and John Olsen throughout the RMR event for Road to Rio were doing insanely well. Now, he's going to take a UMP here, playing in towards Pop Dog, but his spawn is quite late for it. So to get over there isn't really ideal. And you see instead he just plays around this brown Train. We've already seen this this position itself cause a lot of damage. Nice nade up too. That didn't land any damage? Question mark? I mean, there's a player right below the window. That's odd.
Well, that second one did though. And I think you know, for Lucid Dream is, you know, you can't even say 20 days really, because obviously Leaf's kind of standing within the team. Is how many maps do they really have prepared? Have they been able to drill coming into this? And hopefully for them, they got the picks of their choosing. So flashbang allows Fox to come around the corner and get that kill. Rate's going to return though on a 7. That was over towards Ivy, but Fox is still going to be holding up close, denied any sort of push down from Pop. So there's a lot more control towards outside. However, with Ivy being given up, to be very wary about being flanked from the backhand side.
It's a huge opening by Raid. With PTC dropped, they can just completely split these players that are stuck between the trains. John Olsen's got to make a move. He goes towards T main for 1 kill, but that's all he's able to muster. Over towards Pop Dog. Fox is going to be the last alive. He picks up the bomb, but not ready for the player to swing through from Brown Train. Having known that the last two were in Ivy last, they were spotted. He looked for the wider peek to the site. 3-1 is where we end up, with D13 answering straight back after losing the previous round. And Lucid Dream left down to just pistols. Again, this isn't a map that I expect to see Lucid Dream do all too well on. Their history on Train is pretty bleak, especially considering D13 pick it. They've had good games versus Invictus and Tyloo, although they do struggle versus the likes of BTRG, losing that game and 1 versus 1-3. It's just a map that there's no experience on for Lucid Dream on an international level. With this roster, they've only got 11 maps played with Fox and 789. So it's definitely an experience issue for them.
I mean, there is technically a small upside. There's like a silver lining when it comes to a map like Train for them, when they have no officials played on the map. That doesn't necessarily mean they can't play the map. And,
Sure.
and if anything, it gives you the ability to show something that the other team's not on any of these maps, or which ones are really in the wheelhouse for them. With them only being able to veto away one map before maps get picked, it's an easy opportunity for D13 just to counter pick them. But what I think it was just basically the pistols bought up into this round. It looks like Annihilation is going to be left in the 1-on-2. No bomb, though he will be able to pick it up, except he's going to push for a kill here. He's got Leaf off towards Z Connector. He's got PTC going to be coming in from Ivy. I think PTC, I mean, will he check this position? Will the timing work out for him or work out against him? He's able to at least cross in time, but if PTC looks in this direction, he's going to fall. And just as we talked about D13 bouncing back, Lucid Dream do the exact same.
Yeah, with just a couple of pistols as well. I guess we should be used to it at this point, really, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
When I look at the history over the last year of this team, PTC and John Olsen, the long-standing members, I'm guessing, and this is a wild guess, and please, Twitch chat or Blah, whoever knows, correct me, because I'm not 100% sure on who Lucid Dream's IGL is. Want to correct me on that, Jason? I think it's hard for us to know, right, coming into a different region, especially with such a fresh new lineup.
It's PTC.
It is PTC. I would have
guessing.
guessed it was John Olsen. It was PTC's
I'm guessing
offering.
because he's technically the in-game leader on Liquipedia, and Liquipedia's never wrong. So.
Right, okay. I see. I was going to guess John Olsen, but I guess I'll rock. Oh, yeah, PTC. That's what I was going to say.
I mean, if I'm wrong, then it's not my fault. It's Liquipedia's fault.
Well, true. Well, hold on. Yeah, nothing done for D13. That's fine. The bomb dropped in main. It should be easy enough. It's not even main. It's on the stairs. This is a round with pistols, so D13 shouldn't do much. So we can talk a little bit about this. Over the last year, they've played. So PTC on this lineup has played Train 20 times. So 15 for John Olsen. So if it is indeed, if one of them is the IGL, at least they'll have some form of basis for Train. Problem is, none of the other guys have officials on it. But in terms of the actual team play and how comfortable they're going to be with gelling together and just slotting into their positions, I don't feel like that's something they'll thrive on. But
no, I mean, if you have this many change of players, you can't play the same style you were playing before. It's just it's not possible. Like the players, like you said, you can't just take player A and put players Z in that spot and expect them to do the exact same job. For me, I'm also looking at PTC and John Olsen as like there has to be some frustration for them, right? Because they did get 1,150 RMR points from the road to Rio. Then they lose out on 3 players and they're back to 0. And we've already said before, like for Invictus Gaming, you have to win basically this whole tournament or place extremely high to have a chance. Because then you not only have to win it here, to do it yet again when it comes to fall, since there's only 1 slot. So there's, I mean, when we get into the fall RMR event, if that 1,150 points could have won them the whole thing and the slot to go through, I'd be annoyed. I mean, obviously I'd understand, the 2 other players did want to leave to go pursue a career in a different game, but to realize you could have been in the major, gotta hurt. Just like that Deagle headshot in a 7.
Yeah, 100%. This is the issue. When you're rocking in with so many points lost, I think you're going to be just upset with where your life's at.
Thought, right?
Yeah,
it's always gonna be a thought in the back of your head.
Yeah. And for a team like Lucid Dream, we mentioned this when we were looking through day one, when we were talking about the current standings within the region, that for a team like them, they pretty much need not only to win this tournament, not only to win in fall, but they also need some other teams to not place highly. To not take second or third place. And even losing a series to Tyloo, to Vici, to Tigers, they need to win those games just to ensure that those players have the extra loss on the board.
Well, I mean, forget second, or, you know, those teams getting second or third place. They need them to almost go like 5th to 8th place.
Yeah.
Because you still get 1,300 points for 5th to 8th. And right now, for instance, 1,300 points gets you basically slotted into 4th place. Yeah. You know, we have Vici at 1350, D13 at 1350, etc. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like not only do you have to kind of win, but you have to kind of hope that fate gets played out well, you know, that the stars align for you to still have that chance. But either way, I mean, they do have 4 rounds city side. They did stop the initial onslaught out of D13. We're seeing PTC on the AWP now. We're not going to be seeing it picked up for the side of D13, at least at the moment. I do like this kind of aggressive hold. Again, investing a lot of smokes into T-Con so they can make sure to focus a lot of attention towards pop when it's needed. Flashbang going to come out. Molotov comes in as well. Pushes 7, 8, 9 immediately out of position. But they run right by him. That's 2 kills. That should be coming in clean. He doesn't see the second player. Tamarita turns around and kills him.
That is not ideal. At least Fox is there for the trade, though, afterwards. Now those smokes are going to dissipate in a couple of seconds and give the opening for some of these other players to get an angle. PTC went straight through the smoke to look for his own, but Mr. Cap saw the player above, and that's a free kill. Now into a 2 versus 2. PTC being flanked out in Ivy as well. Does he suspect this late on? He's so focused on a player coming up from sight. He has no idea that Rate was right beside him. And so Leaf, an unlikely hero, but one that starts out well. Rate only has 11 health left, but an AWP just needs to land 1 shot to Leaf, who with 73 can even be legged to death. Coming up behind towards the spawn. Leaf trying to play the big brain plays, but as Rate doesn't see him, he has to make a move to that bomb. 20 seconds. No chance to go to B anymore. It has to be an A plant. He's looking the right direction with the AWP, but he turned around at the wrong moment. Leaf had his knife out. It was a very risky play, and as Right goes to cross, that's a free kill. Winning out the 1v2. We might have said that he's not the player you rely on for these big performances, but there you go. 2 2Ks within the first couple of opening rounds, and a clutch already, giving Lucid Dream that 5th, and indeed an economic advantage.
Well, I mean, the silver line, I guess, in that round technically is that you did take the op away from PTC. You saw Leaf there at the end. He went to where PTC's corpse was going to be, and he wanted to pick up the AWP, but Rate was able to get it and head over towards to pop in the end. So it cost them a little bit of extra money to re-equip themselves. I do wonder if they plan to go towards a double op setup. Because obviously Train, I mean, that's the most prevalent map you're ever going to see it on. Nice little shot there as well. I don't think Rate even had time to get toward the inner bomb set anyways, but still, to make sure to lock down that kill. And it forces D13. I mean, they could buy. It's going to be scrappy, but I feel like they maybe want to look towards the op now to use.
Considering weaknesses even earlier on, down towards that B side that they saw, I wouldn't mind pistols as they're taking smokes in a faster B play. The bomb is starting to make its way up there. Annihilation's rallying the troops. I mean, at least they're going to take upper B control for now.
Ooh, we got a new mini-map.
Oh, this is that we've been waiting for this for a while, right?
Yeah. Well, now I definitely want to go to a third map just to see the new nuke mini-map they got going.
Please be split in top and bottom.
Nice little shoulder peeks here out of Leaf. Cinder going to come down once he spots them out. He is alone, so PTC is going to have to rotate in to help him out, but he does have his upper covered, so it's a little bit of assistance coming through. Even a smoke down towards lower to make sure they don't rush into this. But there's pistols. I mean, they technically could get a bomb plant down, especially with only having the 2 players here. It's just about dealing with Leaf. So Score maybe wants to drop down into this. Flashbang might come in. Or actually, it's a smoke. Oh, look at the smokes. They're even colored. It's so sick.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. I love it. Getting to see smokes on the map, I'm already in love. But then they're colored as well. Come on. Don't do things like that to my body. They're going to rush down at 28 seconds. They've got to make a move. It's now or never. 2 more smokes left. Tamer looking to throw his down. Here they come. Over, up, and out. The AWP missing the first shot. PTC in a little bit of trouble now. Those players are just going to rush all the way towards him. Another shot missed. A third. A swing and a miss. PTC. He's not having a good day. Eventually connecting, but because of those shots, there's enough T's to just throw themselves at the rifles and get the bomb plants. Rate even good for a frag. And with that, taking 2 weapons away from Lucid Dream plus a bomb plant, they're over the moon. That's a great round.
And I know you don't know much about baseball, but you know, usually 3 strikes and you're out. That was 3 misses, and PTC does live to still fight another day, and this one gets 2 kills in the end. But like you said, 2 kills coming through for D13. Get the bomb plant, and look at the money they have. I'm just curious because they will pick up the op here for Annihilation, but I mean, he's starting 9 rounds behind basically here. PTC's had the op for a couple of rounds. I wonder what angle he's going to go for. Will he go for the challenge towards Ivy, which we've seen PTC playing, or is PTC still going to just kind of float around the map to play where he wants to? Because it looks like he's heading towards the upper position at the inner bomb site.
He definitely is. You've also got Leaf up on top of the train, ready, primed with a flashbang. That goes over, but the smoke was in play. I love that. See, otherwise, right now I'd be saying, why didn't he peek? Why did PTC run away? But I can see now. The T's through a smoke, blocked off that angle. They should be in the game by default. It's great.
I want to see Molotovs now. Here we go.
Oh.
Oh, that's the next update coming out. We'll see the Molotovs on the ground too. Oh, we can also see the angles they're shooting, which is kind of nice. All right, there you go. Marita's going to push him. It's a 2nd kill. PTC's going to respawn. Leaf trying to come around the corner now to help, but again, gets shut down. Now PTC missed quite a few shots last time. Can't afford to miss him in this round. 4 players to find, now 3. And there we go. He will be finished off. They will... Okay, I was going to say rescue a double op. I don't know why Score picked up the op. I guess they wanted the Dragon Lore for Annihilation. But Tamir, great job by him to push out and get those 2 big kills to open things up with.
Yeah, doing a fantastic job there. But D13, 2 behind, facing into another full buy. AWP making an appearance for PTC. The rest of the team, no, actually, I presume because the op was bought up that was going to be them fully investing. I'd like a criticism then. I'd much rather him take a scout. He's going to do much more with that. Or at least the risk reward.
I don't think he's justified in these rounds so far to pick up an op.
Mm-hmm. It's got 13 kills, but...
I mean, but yeah, but those weren't mostly off the op. I think he got like maybe 1 or 2 kills. Yeah, 2 kills last time, 2 kills the round before, but then we saw like a lot of whiffs, and well, he will fall right off the bat. 7's going to pick it up. He's going to maintain the man advantage here for D13.
That's very odd that Fox wasn't ready for a player to be pushed up in Ivy. I guess they hadn't spotted anyone, so they thought it was going to be a B hit with a passive hold outside in T-spawn. But to even glance, if he had to just look there as he came out, he would have seen it was there were players there. But I guess he was just so worried about them quickly coming down the stairs because it was so early in the round. The AWP's retrieved anyways for 7. That's PTC's op that he has. D13 adopt a pretty passive approach now, just allowing for the CT side to make a move. As they start to group up towards the B-bomb site, so too do Lucid Dream. The op's already in position now. We've seen him rotate from the CT spawn. He's going to be cut off by the smokes, but the rest of the team are also here. And those smokes obviously allow him to go up on top of the train. But D13, all the while, they've been playing some mind games because they've pushed right out on the A site, scene. It's clear, please don't push this now. Thank you. Thought I could just see Rate dropping down, dying, and losing the bomb. But luckily, the madness of Asian Counter-Strike won't persist. And they just molly off Con, get a clean plant, and Lucid Dream should be saving that op. They go for retake, they'll be mad.
All they invested was the op, right? So it's really not too big of a hit for them. However, I mean, I guess PTC will have the op gifted to him next round anyways. Leaf's still going to be on 1800, however. I mean, I respect the play. I just feel like it wasn't the standout op play, or he hasn't had the standout op play just yet to maybe fully justify going for the peak like that. I mean, he did die to Annihilation, but because Fox pushed out with the deagle and got the kill onto him, you know, it kind of made it not too big of a trade. And they do rescue the op anyway, so it's not too big of a loss in that round.
I do like the fact as well that John Olsen and Leaf don't go spreading out looking for kills. They're playing as sentinels for that AWP, just to make sure now that he's not going to be pushed down last second by an angle he wasn't suspecting. And so they pull that through. And like you said, Jason, that is all their investment, right? They've lost a piece of Kevlar that was on PTC. That's it. Other than that, they've got their AWP back. He even gets a kit, a small amount of utility, and the rest of the team are able to buy up too.
Annihilation's going to be back on his op as well. We haven't really had them go too often in the battle since we haven't seen Annihilation have the op too many rounds, though we are currently 1-0 in favor of Annihilation. Again, going to be keeping Rate over towards Ivy, looking for any aggression there. They want to get down towards Pop, but the smoke comes in, even a nade, so maybe wanting to take T-Con control. With a Molotov thrown, it does obviously delay that from happening, but Score's actually been able to get down. He goes past the smoke, and it looks like Fox knows he's here. But I don't think Score's going to expect this. And Score's going to win on the trade either way. It doesn't seem to matter. They still have a player towards E-Box. That's going to be John Olsen. He will at least get the finisher on that kill. Maybe a second, but Tamir, again, keeping the man advantage here for D13.
See, it's not only the man advantage now, it's the amount of control that they've got. Lucid Dreams are pushed back into a much more passive play. Not only the fact that they're allowing so much space, nice little tag onto Mr. Cap, that could help, but the fact that 789 has so many angles to worry about, but he's doing so very cautiously. Takes 180s for the smoke push, and a great read. Well, not a great read on that play. Peeking into the AWP, at least he's given the information. Can we stop peeking and op one at a time? They dry peek him, and Annihilation hits every single shot. Leaf now the last alive. Annihilation looking for him, and he gets it for a 1v3 clutch that never should have happened.
I can literally hear the 1.6 sounds in my head at the very end. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but they're like very old, I think, Unreal Tournament sounds, and it's just the voice saying Annihilation because he shouldn't have won that. Like you said, there was no way he had any right to win it. First kill, all right, acceptable. But for the last two, just got out-aimed, got out-skilled. And that's going to be D13 taking their 6th round on the board now when it comes to train up against the Pistols. Potentially going to get a 7th here. And if they come out, I mean, 6, that's already a lot of rounds. If they can get more than this, that'd be ridiculous. But now the Pistols, you cannot forget about them. The P250, Leaf gets himself 2. He will be finished off. It's still going to come down to the 2-on-2. They have the weapons on their side as well to protect. So it just comes down to the raw aim now with these Deagles. Well, the last Deagle. And they're all gone.
That was a swift conclusion. That's got to be really upsetting, though, for the players that were dead watching that 1v3 that Annihilation won. The first peak, all right, it happens. I think it was very well played for... no, it wasn't Leaf. Who was over towards the 789?
Yeah, he was the first. The PTC fell, and then Leaf fell.
Yeah, so like for 789, he played it really well, taking the first kill, then turning to look at the Ivy push. He read them like a book. When he dies, it's forgivable. He peeks out to try and get a bit of info on the last player. He gets off. It happens. For PTC then to try and challenge, a little bit cocky with the AWP, getting nothing for it. And then the final as well. It was just so bizarre they didn't try to play the 2v1 on time. All the shots landing, though. For a Lucid Dream, they pulled themselves into a man advantage, even despite the return by Rate. Who's now just hoping that somebody peeked on the bomb site. But as the smoke started to dissipate, and Connector would have been another angle he had to worry about now, he did just back off straight into 789, who's peeking right down in Ivy, finding that kill. Annihilation, a 1v3. It's the exact same players as last time. Please do not peek him one at a time. You, at this point, hit tab, go, oh, it's Annihilation. He's got an op. Maybe we shouldn't peek him one at a time.
You know they want to do it.
I hope.
I wish there was a guy on the enemy team or on D13's team that was named 6. Oh my God!
If he hit that shot, that's 2 shots that he's been so close to hitting. He was double peak there at least.
Please tell me you understood the joke though.
I did. I chose to ignore it because of it. Because of the quality.
Hey. Yeah, you're right too.
That was sick though by Annihilation. The movement alone there, just swinging on out. If he hit the shot, I would have lost my mind. This should be another 1v3 for him.
I mean, that's really not that bad of a joke, Mitch. I mean, it's like a good old dad joke.
Still,
yeah, I'm not known for having good jokes.
Oh, I know that. I know that well. Also not known for having good taste. Stuffed cheesy crust. Freak.
Okay, I was wondering where you're going with that one. 789 is going to be pushing up T-Con. Or you see that Rate's just prepared for it. Just waiting for any aggression. They have a bomb on their side, too. I mean, again, 7 rounds for... Oh, my God, Sean Olsen. But 7 rounds on T side, like, that's pretty damn good, to be fair. In the context of Asian CS, maybe it's underwhelming considering what we've seen these last 2 days. I mean, I don't think I'm wrong in saying that.
No. Oh, that was very unfortunate. Leaf was a solo holder down towards B. The first player PTC knew not to rotate through con. I'm hoping John Olsen has a bit of utility, and yeah, he does smoke out. He knows that it's just going to be held by Annihilation, who's looking for yet another extermination. The rest of the team starting to rotate over, and D13 are going to heavily presence this B bomb site. Lucid Dream. I have to play for the retake here, really. Once D13 gets set up, oh no. Out he goes. He used the smoke earlier, but still wanted to peek that angle. And another one. Let's go. Who's next up for the 1v1 fight with the op? Looks like Fox wanted it for a second. He's going to swing wide here and get killed by Annihilation. I can already feel it. The flash pulled him off the angle. Baited out the shot. That's well handled, but there we go. Of course. He's aced it. He's aced it, Jason. Let's all peek the op. Let's all peek the op. Annihilation's having a great time. He's got 16 kills. He found most of those the last 3 rounds. Unbelievable.
I think my jokes are as bad as your singing.
Whoa, whoa, don't go there. Look at this. First, second, all right, they're peeking him one at a time. The third kill, again, it's the same old thing. Same old, same old. Fox was toying with him as well. You can see, I didn't catch the fourth. What was, oh, it's just a peek down below.
I mean, he's pretty, like, confident. Like, look at the way he's playing, right? Like, besides hitting the shots, like the jumping on the ladder, jumping off, the bunny hopping earlier from E-Box towards Pop, like, you can tell he's in the zone, and why would you be when you pull off an ace like that? You're hitting shots, and now with the rush on inner, Rate's going to be waiting to receive, and he gets 3 quick kills. He's going to run out of bullets, but he also hasn't run out of health just yet. Fox eventually able to clean him up, but this should be going the way of the CT side. Oh, I say that. It's down to the 2-on-2. Fox going to be low on health. The bomb will be planted. John Olsen's not even here to help protect him. Fox going to have to stay hidden. Eventually, John's going to get there, and now Fox, we might try to catch him jumping over, but John, he's lost his teammate. Fox alone trying to push up. He dies as well. Annihilation, 7 kills in 2 rounds. D13 will take the pistol.
So we said this should be D13's map, and I think it's definitely looking that way. But it's been very underwhelming by Lucid Dream. Just in some of these rounds, the opportunities they've given away. For D13, connecting 7 rounds on the T side was already fantastic, and that was found on the back of Annihilation's insane 1v3 abilities. The mistakes made by Lucid Dream to offer that round, and then another one within 2 back to not to their opponents of D13, just to Annihilation. They'll only surrender to him.
Two AKs, 2 Deagles, a Galil. Mir's gonna push up. A lot of early control here. Oh, you mean sprayed out a little bit. And Score is gonna be the first casualty. That was over towards Pop, so Fox able to get down in time and not gonna reverse the trend going on. And yeah, well, Tamir just kind of runs out in the open into that. Rate's now in a tough position. They've given up inner completely, but he tries to push out. He gets the first, gets the second. Does equalize things now at 3 apiece between both teams, but he's holding this E-Box position. He's got a man towards Pop. He takes him down as well. Rate. 3 kills this round, 3 kills last. And gives him a hope to win this round.
What a play by Rate, man. Honestly, up to 4K now. Looking for the final, and he aces it. It's like they think D13 are some sort of divinity. They have to sacrifice and approach calmly, one at a time. Queue up social distancing on those trades, but unfortunately that's not how it's supposed to go. Spacing is allowed to be a little bit tighter in here.
How sick would that have been if Valve updated CS to have face masks on all of their models?
How sick? It would have been less sick because it's a preventative measure.
Well, I mean, at least, you know, any North American, or I guess I should just say American players would maybe get the idea that masks are good for you.
I honestly feel like the players are cool, right? they're not. Players
Well,
have high IQ.
If you're playing, you're probably not going outside, so
There we go.
you don't need the mask, right?
That's a good thing. So I feel like it's very much associated with IQ. If you think masks are a good thing or not.
You know, I was just say the funny thing about Corona, but honestly, nothing's really funny about it. But
Yeah.
it's kind of funny in the context of if you're a gamer, you haven't really noticed much, you know, with like the quarantine and everything. Because like I mean, naturally, I would stay at home playing video games all day anyways, and then this just gives me a reason to do it even more.
That's only like some of my favorite takeaways are closed down. That's
Yeah, that's the downside, right?
you know, I think. But honestly, I was thinking about this the other day on a serious note. For us, it's like, okay, you have to stay inside for however long, 2-3 months. Okay, we'll play games and stuff. Can you imagine if you didn't play video games at all? If you didn't watch streams, if you just watch TV or something, and remember, TV shows are shut down. There's no more Coronation Street, EastEnders. All these soap operas aren't being filmed anymore because they can. So whenever they run out of the material they've got recorded, they're done. You go mad after 3 months of just like watching the same show again and again. Some people don't even have, you know, internet in their homes now. You'd be mad. I'd go crazy.
Yeah, but it gives you a chance to, you know, take up new hobbies, I guess.
Yeah, in a way.
Oh. Decent damage being done. You can see Fox will be low on HP, but Leaf's gonna get the first kills. He pushed in. He gets a second. So 11 kills and much open up the site himself. Up against just the 3 remaining for D13, Mr. Cap, and he's on the MP9. I don't know if you really go for this in a 3-on-4 unless they're able to get a kill with some sort of utility, but that's gonna be score falling, and I think you're just gonna have to. I mean, I think they're just gonna commit to it anyways because they wanted to buy next round anyway. You know, on top of that, but a little bit unfortunate that Rate wasn't able to kind of have that same performance in the rounds prior here.
Oh, he can only. I guess he's running out of stamina at this point. He can only do so much. 3K and ace. Yeah, but I was thinking about that. How privileged we are as gamers to sort of be like, oh, you have to stay inside with your hobbies. Okay, cool. It's a fair trade. Been playing a lot of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Great game. If you're bored, you're looking for something to do, watch these streams. And when we're finished, play some Assassin's Creed Odyssey. But we're learning lots about. I do like to see the different regions, the different approaches they have to things. I think on Train so far, it's been fairly standard, really. Aside from just how individual a lot of these rounds are, it reminds me like, I guess in EU you can't, even if the players are skilled to a higher degree, you can't necessarily have these kind of games where you're popping off with 3Ks, aces all around, because the spacing is there, the trading is there, and you can actually bridge individual skill, bridge the gap that is there. Oh, the timing for Tamer, you unlucky person. But yeah, you can bridge that individual skill gap if you're actually playing together. 2 guns, well, he has to be twice as good as you. You know,
Just going full akimbo. We Call of Duty now.
oh well, I meant 2 people, but you know, 2 guns peek you at the same time. I didn't mean 2 AKs, 1 under each arm, start spraying.
I mean, I would probably go the Negev, to be honest.
Oh yeah,
Couldn't possibly miss when shooting 2 heavy machine guns, right?
you just end up on your back immediately. It's full prone.
Well, it's a new movement mechanic. Aim backwards and use that to get across the map quickly.
It's like a rocket boost.
Basically. I dig it.
That'd be interesting. Anytime you need to jump somewhere, yeah, boost me. Oh wait, I'll just double Negev up. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Like a jetpack.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you knew in 1.6, there used to be like a strategy where you could have someone on your head and you shoot them as they jump and you give them a boost.
Oh,
like they actually
right.
go into the air further. So I would have loved to see that in CS. I just don't know how viable it would be. Or in CSGO.
Yeah, from what I understand, like the movement is stripped back a little bit, right? Than what it was in 1.6.
Yeah.
To bring it more to like a slow down the pace of it, make it more tactical, I guess, by limiting the amount of things, the amount of moving parts.
You can still boost in this game. Like that's my gripe with some other FPS games. I would love to see it.
That was
789 to take down 1, but again, score is going to be there. They have the double up setup, and I mean, just aim wise, I feel like D13. Oh no. I just heard them type in chat. I don't know what they said, but I'm imagining it's an LOL.
Yeah. That's trading back into a 2v3. D13 have a very passive B hold, and I think Lucid Dream have the read. They have a double smokes as well, so down the ramp and for cross to site, they can get a bomb plant here. They just need to not overthink it. The bomb's been given to Leaf, but I see Fox moving into upper. His rifling proficiency was something we talked about earlier on, and now he's going to look to take this fight. It's a risky play, but it could pay off. Problem is, that's... I feel Fox needs to peek before the smoke goes down. You saw what happened. Raid is looking at the ramp. When the smoke goes down, he no longer needs to worry about the ramp, so he just looks straight into upper. And that's as Fox walks out, so his crosshair placement is perfect. If that smoke is delayed 2 to 3 seconds, Fox comes out, he has to now flick, and the chances of Fox winning the duel are far higher. I think that's something they need to consider for the future. And I guess it, like, from their perspective, it looks like a good idea, but that's where the experience comes into play, where you start to really think about, if I do this, how will my opponent react? And I guess it just comes with time.
13-8 now, and D13 are continuing this landslide of rounds. Mirror's gonna get aggressive. Score pushes up upper. Gets an initial kill, maybe even a second if PTC comes around this corner. And we need a flashbang. They're just gonna go in pretty much dry there. Score will miss the shot and look to back away. Even going aggressive for a second, like, that's the confidence I think D13 have at the moment. That he feels like he could just go for that re-peak. Worst case he dies, but they still keep things equal at 4.
It's going to be a slightly delayed late round now. With Lucid Dream having taken so much damage, losing a player 7 on 12 HP, they're just going to group up and hit this B site. It's a very slow-paced late round. The problem with that is D13 could get aggressive. They could find some information. So once the players are all here, smokes go down, they wait for the molly to subside, and in they go. I think another Molotov just went... No, that was over from the T side. Okay, so forward they go, but it's actually a fake. They're looking to late push. They've left... Sorry, they just sent 7 down to pop by himself with 12 HP, and it worked. He got a kill. They've opened up the A site, moving in towards the smoke. I don't know what that was from John Olsen. Moving in towards the smoke here, you've got Annihilation looking for close-range duels, and of course, he wins them with Mr. Cap long-range on an MP9. Because why not? D13 are just dominating on those fights. Lucid Dream handled that really well. John Olsen got unlucky. I think he was pushing through the smoke to go for a flank, and for some reason they were holding it. But outside of that, considering how they started, 7 being able to open up Pop Dog was incredible. The only disappointment was that they didn't kill Mr. Cap in the original engagement. If they took him down in Ivy there as they pushed to site, they can fully focus on Connector. But instead, he was able to harass them, allow Annihilation to get a pick with the op that was untraded. And then he, as they look for Annihilation, he comes out behind them and sprays them down.
Oh, man. Annihilation's not missing too many shots. Now, of course, as I say that, he dies because he missed a shot. The PTC is going to clean up too. Score's still going to be there because, hey, they still have double op setup, which is so difficult to push against. Score's trying to block off Connector. Does actually get smoked up to look to push out some extra ground right off to the side, but I don't think he's going to expect PTC to just come over the actual train, but he still gets the kill either way back to the 2-on-2. Oh, I'm not a big fan of this, though. They have split up their positions. Looks the bomb not going down just yet. Looks like it might rotate back towards inner, where Raid's already going to be waiting. He's going to see this coming straight in if he keeps holding that angle, but he actually turns away at the last second. He doesn't see him cross. Oh, this is tough now. If you're 7-8-9, you have to make this flank work. Problem is, look who's coming behind him. It's going to be Score. I think he's going to be running with his knife out, though, and Score's going to get caught out here. And yeah, this should be the round now here for a Lucid Dream.
The spray from Raid. He's good up close to Leaf. He can get the defuse. He thinks it's default. He's made it around. Taps it. The peak has to come out from 7, and he's no time. That's unfortunate.
If he had a kit, that was it.
Oh, yeah. Look, he had it now. Easily. That's very unfortunate for him. You might look at him with $800 and say, what? Why doesn't he have a kit? I don't think he had the money starting out the round, did he?
Should have. I don't know. I mean, there had to have been a kit on someone.
That's the other thing I was saying the other day, though. Like, you can get away with having 2 to 3 kits instead of buying them up on every single player, just to have. If you imagine, if you're losing players round on round, you've got to keep rebuying them. It's going to take down your investment by 800 per round. That's a pretty big deal if you've bought 3. But then the problem is, every now and then, you're not going to have one. When you go in for those situations, it's going to be dropped too far away. And obviously, you do want to prioritize utility over kits a lot of the time. So long as you've got one in play, I think you would go for the util over it. A double op setup to come through on score, reinvesting into everything that they've got. And D13 aren't really in that poor of a position. Even the rounds they're losing, they're looking pretty decent in. That's a bad start.
Even gets the dink on a PTC though. You imagine he has an 8K, that's a done deal. I mean, PTC will eventually fall nonetheless. Keeps things on equal footing. However, the advantage is going to be going in the way of D13. Look at the weaponry. That's oh my god. As I said, look at what's left, but John Olsen doesn't care. Picks up the Mac 10. Gets himself 1. Rescues an M4 and will rate. He's been really a standout player for me. 27 kills. And he's going to be on the in-betweens here. Got 2 players around him. Why not expect the guy from behind? The guy's going to miss it. John Olsen not connecting the shot when he needs to. It might punish himself for it, but rate will eventually fall. And advantage back the way here of Lucid Dream. And they have Fox so far pushed up on inner as well. That maybe they're looking, yeah, the bomb's going to rotate over and you can just have this op just hold this angle.
Score misses the shot. That's a little bit unfortunate. The flank on
He's the
its way
priority
through.
saving these, right?
Yeah, but see, they're not going to be able to do this now. Annihilation flanked out. He's dead. They know exactly where Score is, and they've got the players to throw at him. He might actually go for this if he finds the kill, but he can't. No can do. A little bit of extra cash now for the T side, and they pick up a double digits. It's unfortunate. I'm just looking at. I watched back the round. So Rake got 2 kills that round where he couldn't get the defuse, and he ended up on $800. So he wouldn't have had the money for a kit. That's a shame.
Okay.
1 less flash, and he had it. You know, he would have had a kit easily defused. But as I said, prioritizing utility in a situation like that where your teammates have kits, I'm a fan of that. It just means that you do have to be a little bit more aware when you're pathing your way to a site of where your teammates died so that you pick it up on the way. And that's not always possible. I mean, if your teammates die in a position where the T's are still watching, something like that.
Tamir wants to go for it. John, I think he's gonna give him the opportunity, except he actually does turn away the last second. And Tamir's actually gonna get up here. He's gonna have the bomb, but that's gonna be, that had to have been a no scope or a quick scope out of PTC. That could have been the bomb down and op picked up. I don't know how far that would have actually lasted throughout the entire round, considering there were still a lot of players on Lucid Dream side to return the frag back. I like this position out of rate. Up close and personal with the Deagle. Oh, so close to hitting the shot. It looks like it's going to be a clean round for Lucid Dream.
It's always the Deagles, though. You can never underestimate them. With Score taking down 7. We're into a decent spot. The AK retrieved for Score. He'll look to save it. Down goes Mr. Cap to find a kill on a P250. Score comes in afterwards. Now there's an op retrieve, but shot from above. The info there for Score on both players, but they know where he's coming from. They've got that intel to work on. He's got a swing on John Olsen. Easy kill. The bomb planter has to stop, and they win the round. Of course they win the round, Jason. Why would we even be surprised at this point? Score just barreling up Pop Dog with a Deagle. He ends up with, what, a 4K? Standard. This is standard Asian Counter-Strike. My God.
Did I say clean round? Should be a clean round?
I think you did, Jason. I think you did.
I don't think any proof of that. That's, again, that's got to be a big punch to the gut for Lucid Dream. Again, we're going to see it here, Score. Missile headshot comes through. I mean, just fantastic. And this is something that we haven't seen out of too many teams. I guess... No, I'm trying to think of a specific team in particular, but like almost it feels like everyone's having their moments right now for D13, like having like a standout, you know, round. We had Rate with practically an ace. We had Annihilation. I know we did get an ace. Annihilation got an ace as well with AWP, and obviously the 1v3. This would be a pretty solid team here, looking to close out this first map, which I see we'll be either choosing rate again. No way. No way gets to kill the Fox. Oh, man. Fox had to go for the turn, and this looks like it's going to be it here, Mitch. 7, 8, 9, up against 4. I love how Tamir just backs away, too. He doesn't want to die without having anyone else there to secure that frag. And D13, 16 to 10, take the first map.